Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA, if you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews.
Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Catching up on the beer mails from last year, technically. This is the Terrapin Monster Beer Tour Gamma Ray Wheat Wine Ale brewed with honey. And it is 10.8% ABV. Pretty big beer. Let's see, it says, the Terrapin Gamma Ray is a massive wheat beer brewed with an obscene amount of locally produced honey from Savannah Bee Company. Cause sometimes you feel like a superhero. That's an awesome label though. This was sent from J.H. Reginaldi in North Carolina. And I still have at least one more beer that he sent me. We did a trade back in the fall. So, don't really know much of anything about this beer. Not a big fan of imperial white beers, you know, imperial wheat wines, or whatever you want to call them. Although, I've actually ended up liking most of the ones we've reviewed, like Southern Tier Ubersun, the Sam Adams Imperial White. So we'll see how this one fares. Well, it's a, you know, it looks like a wit beer. It's straight up orange. Kind of, does have kind of a nuclear kind of glow to it. Got about a finger of white, foamy, frothy head. Smells. It definitely smells. I can smell the honey, but I can also smell the alcohol. You know, it's very sweet smelling beer. I am getting the wheat, kind of a coriander kind of smell, kind of some kind of spice. It does smell like kind of like a Belgian white, but with like a lot more booze. So let's see how the Terrapin Gamma Ray tastes. Wow, that's actually, for such a big beer, it's actually kind of refreshing. I'm surprised. As soon as it hits my tongue, it's like a intense feeling, I can tell. But then as it's crossing across the middle, as it's finishing, it's really not that intense. I am getting the flavors that I smell in the nose, like the coriander, kind of like an orange peel. Yeah, definitely say an orange peel in there. It's not, I wouldn't call it a spicy beer, but it's, you know, I definitely got the coriander. There's even kind of a creamy texture, just from that, you know, the immediate from the head. You know, a little bit of a, you know, just like a creamy texture, not a creamy taste. It's actually, you know, a pretty soft, thick beer. I would definitely call it thick. It is not crisp. I am getting a kind of honey sweetness across the middle and in the aftertaste. It's not very powerful. Not much bitterness here. And the sweetness is nice because like it's a noticeable sweetness, but it's not like an obnoxious sweetness. It reminds me of like a hard candy. Kind of like a butterscotch, caramel, lemony kind of candy. Combine that with the basic properties of a wit beer. So you're getting, you know, orange peel, coriander, wheat, you know, sweet hard candy kind of flavor. The alcohol is, even though I can smell it, I don't really taste it that much. There's definitely, I guess that's like the intense kind of mouthfeel to it. But, you know, there's no like dry rubbing alcohol kind of taste. There is a warmth as it's going down the throat in the aftertaste, but other than that, it's extremely well masked. Yeah, so I'm really liking this. I'm surprised. We'll take a break and come back with the final thoughts on the Terrapin Gamma Ray. Oh, hey, I'm back with the Terrapin Gamma Ray. I was really impressed with this beer because I wasn't expecting a whole lot. I'm pretty sure Mark at Bike Beer Barbecue reviewed this over the summer and he thought it was okay. But I guess it's because this is probably aged and, you know, it's a big beer, so it'll, you know, stand the test of time. I think it actually improved with age. You know, it's a very interesting beer because it's getting like a lot of candy kind of sweetness in there. You know, like they said, from the honey. That 10.8% like never really reared its head. I mean, like, yeah, I got some warmth, but you know, having drank the whole thing now, like I don't feel, you know, like drunk or anything. I feel like barely even buzzed. I'm getting like a kind of banana kind of flavor now. That's kind of weird, but you know, maybe that's from the yeast. You know, a lot of wheat beers you tend to get a banana kind of flavor. Orange peel for sure, a little bit of coriander, and those kind of hard candy flavors. It's also kind of refreshing, especially when it's cold. It's warmed up a lot now. It's not quite as much, but it's not. There's no like annoying, overly sweet candy aftertaste, or bitterness is like hardly next to nothing. You know. Look at the legs on that glass. That's pretty impressive. I'm tempted to go 9 on this, but it did not, you know, like the taste overall didn't like wow me and blow me away to that extent. Because like while, you know, it was tasty, I wasn't like absolutely like, oh, I gotta take another swig, I gotta take another swig. That's what 9 and 10 beers are for me. But I will go 8, solid 8 for the Terrapin Gamma Ray. Really like this. Went into it, you know, like I said, didn't really have high expectations, so it definitely exceeded my expectations. Thanks to John in North Carolina for sending this to me. I got one more beer that he sent in the fridge. So that does it for this review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Right?
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.